Okay, so we're going to create a microbit game called Rock, Paper, Scissors Network. And how this works is it's like a digital version of the game Rock, Paper, Scissors. And you play it with 2 microbits. So you kind of verse another person and your hand will appear on the other person's microbit. So in order to do that, we're going to go to Make Code, Microbit, and we're going to start a new project. And I'm going to call it Rock, Paper, Scissors Network because I'm going to use the radio feature to create almost a network between 2 microbits so we can play the game. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to first remove our forever block because we don't need that to start with. And we're going to start with an input, okay? So the input here is I'm going to shake the microbit to get a hand on the LED screen. So I'm going to go into input and find this on shake block, and I'm going to drag and drop it onto the screen here. Then I need to set a variable, and the variable is something that can change, okay? So in this instance, what's going to change is what hand I get on my microbit when I shake it. So I have the options of rock, paper, or scissors. So that's my variable. That the hand is what's going to change. So I'm going to have to create a variable. So I'm going to click on variables and I'm going to make a new variable and I'm just going to call it hand for the moment. And you can see when I press OK, I'll have access to some blocks that weren't there before. So now I have options for my variable. And I'm going to use the block change hand by 1. So when I shake, I want to change the option, the hand, okay, so that it's kind of going to pick a random option each time, okay. So what I want to do then is I want to introduce a branch into my code so that my microbit knows that when I shake it, it's going to change the hand that I see on the LED, and then it's going to have 3 options to choose from: a rock, a paper, or a scissors. So that's my branch there. It's going to go in 3 different directions. So I'm going to go into logic and use the if true then drag and drop that inside. Okay. And I need to put something in here to make it true. So for example, if I shake my microbit and I get the option of 1, then I want to see a piece of paper on my screen to represent the paper option. So in order to do that, I need to put something inside this true block. So in order to be able to put something inside this true block, I need to give it almost like a home or a casing for it to sit in. So within logic, you'll see that I have these triangle shaped comparison blocks, and I can put options in where it says 0 and 0. So I'm going to grab this block and I'm going to place it inside that if true then. Okay, and whatever values I put inside these circles is what's going to be true. So if the hand that I roll is equal to 1, then I want that to be my paper. So you can see I went into variables and I got the hand circle and I placed that inside the first block, okay? And then I just changed the number by hovering over and changing it from 0 to 1, okay? And I can change it to 2, I can change it to any number that I like. But I'm going to work with 1 because remember I have 3 options and this is the first of my 3 options. But if when I shake, I randomly select the option 1, then I want to see a paper on my LED. So in Basic, you can see my second block here is the show LEDs, and that's what I'm going to see on my screen. I'm going to use that and pop it inside there. And I'm going to click on the squares that I want to light up. So anything that I click on that turns white is what will light up. Everything else will remain dark. So what will happen is I'll see a picture of the LEDs on the screen there that are lit up. So let's quickly test and see what happens. Okay, since I only have 1 option, it's only lighting up that one LED. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. So now I'm going to introduce my second option, so the second part of my branch. And the way I do this is using this plus symbol at the bottom. When I click on it and then click on it again, you can see it's opened up another comparative home for me so that I can put in a second option. So once I get that up, so I'll show you again how I did that. I click on plus once and then plus again, and there it is. I'm going to go back into Logic, grab that comparative block again. In the first circle, I'm going to put hand for my variables. You can see it fits in nicely there. In the second circle, I'm going to change the number from 0 to 2. And then inside, so it's hugging it, I'm going to put the blue show LED block. So, and this one, I'm going to make scissors. Okay. So again, place it inside and click on the LEDs that you want to light up. So it looks like a pair of scissors, sort of. So I've got option 1, paper, option 2, scissors. So I'm going to do it one more time to add option 3. So there it is there. And so this one's going to be rock. So again, back into Logic, grab that comparative block so that I can house my options inside. Go into the variables to grab the little hand and put it in there. Change 0 to 3, and then from basic, get the LEDs and then click on the ones that you want to light up. Okay, so I don't need this, so I can just minus it, and there you can see I've got my first lot of code. I've told my microbit when I shake you, I want to change the hand by 1, and the options that you can choose from are 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so let's test it out. Shake, 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 and you can see it'll change randomly. Shake, 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 shake. Excellent. All right, so pause the video and have a go at doing that first part of the code. So just the first rock, paper, scissors game. How did you go? Are you ready to include the network block so we can play it across multiple microbits? All right. So in order to do that, we're going to need to use the radio blocks. So these ones here. And when I click on them, you see I have a lot of different options. Okay, so the first thing I want to set is the radio group. So think of a ham radio or a mobile phone or 2 mobile phones. There's a mobile phone that sends a message and there's a mobile phone that receives a message, okay? Or there's a ham radio that sends a message. So one radio will send the message and the other will receive the message. And the way that a ham radio works is the radios talk to each other on the same channel or frequency or group. So what I need to do for my microbits is I need to tell them what group they're working on or what group they're talking on so that they can communicate with each other. Okay, so I'm going to use this on start block, and then within radio, I'm going to use this first block that says radio set group 1. Okay, so now all my microbits that I download this code onto will be on the same channel or radio group, and that's group 1. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to, when I start the code, I want to set it to the group 1, and I want to make sure that my hand starts at 0. Okay, so it sort of resets and starts at the beginning. All right, once I've done that, I want to code in my send and receive blocks. Okay, so I want to start I want to send my option that I get in my game when I press a certain button. So say I'm playing and this is the hand I want to play and I want to send that to my friend. I want to press the button A so that they can receive, or that my microbit can send that message to their microbit. So I'm going to use another input on button A, and then in that one, I'm going to say send radio number and then the number of the hand. Okay, so we know this is 1, that's 2, that's 3. All right, so I'm going to go into radio again and get this second block, radio send number. And then inside here, I want to send the hand. Okay, so now if we test it out, shake. So that's going to be the number. Let's do that one, number 3. If I press A, right, then the number should appear here. Now, it's not appearing here yet because I haven't actually told it to receive anything. So that's the next block that we're going to add on. So we've put in our send block. Now we're going to put in a receive block. So this microbit knows what to do when it gets that message A. Okay, so back in my radio, I'm going to use on received number, on radio received number. Okay, because I've said send this number, and then when I see the number into show, basic show number, and then I want to put in this received number. Okay, so let's test it out. Shake, I have a hand, I'm going to press it. I'm going to press A, and you can see I've received the number 1, which is rock. Shake again. A, number 3. Shake again. Keep getting a 3. Okay? All right. Have a go and see if you can code the network. When you finish, you can see if you can code it to show the picture, and you can create an information card to go with the game.